So Roger Jackson was arrested last night or sometime yesterday. I haven't really looked into any of this. I have a couple things to pull up. I got obviously I want to show Doug Marlowe before we get into any of this. Like I've been saying in all my other videos, horrible situation. Let's make the best of it. Go to Doug Marlowe's channel. Go to all of the wrestlers, whatever their social media is. But
Welcome to episode
we will watch that in a second. We're gonna read the ESPN article from Andreas Hale, whoever that is. Rampage Jackson's son Raja arrested on assault charges. Now, I'm not gonna show the video. We've all seen the video. It's been played over and over again. YouTube age restricts it immediately. If you want to go watch it again for whatever reason, you can go do that on your own free will. But we continue here. Roger Jackson, son of former UFC champion Quentin Rampage Jackson, has been arrested on felony assault charges following a brutal attack of a pro wrestler. Now, one thing of note, it doesn't look like he has any attempted unaliving charges. Again, we have to be nice for the YouTube algorithm. Um, but yeah, according to Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department website, Jackson was arrested and booked on Thursday morning and is currently being held on $50,000 bail. I heard a rumor that Rampage paid it. I'm not sure if that's the case. We may find out um on X or something. But the arrest came nearly a month after Jackson, 25, was caught. He wasn't caught. He was not caught. No, 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 no. No. He recorded himself. He recorded himself. When somebody else records proof of you doing something you shouldn't be doing, that is being caught. He recorded himself. But anyways, um, assaulting a pro wrestler Stuart Smith, also known as Syko Stu, at the Knox Pro Wrestling Academy in Los Angeles. Jackson entered the ring, slammed Smith, and punched him until he was unconscious. Jackson was eventually pulled off of Smith by several other wrestlers. Um, which, by the way, we're not even gonna get into any of that video. It's gonna piss me off. Um, thinking about. I'm just gonna say all the wrestlers that were standing there doing nothing. Um, you're a bunch of pussies. You honestly are. Even me, who you can clearly tell, I have a disability. I would have jumped in. You know, hopefully, if the 4 or 5 of you that were right there push him off, maybe he knocks out 1 or 2 of you, but eventually you can die down the situation, which is what Doug Marlowe did again. Shout out to him. Uh, the incident was live streamed and widely spread across social media. Smith spent several days in intensive care before being released on August 31st. He later detailed the injuries he sustained from the unplanned assault on Facebook, stating that he had a serious head injury as well as trauma to both the upper and lower jaws, a laceration to his upper lip, and a fracture to the maxilla bone, which unfortunately resulted in the loss of several teeth. Jackson's father condemned the attack on social media and suggests that his son be punished for his actions. I made my video on that. I don't know. I should have a Roger Jackson voice. If I don't have one, I'll make it when I upload this one. But again, everybody knows his story. This is the biggest story when it happened. I think he should do a little jail time. Jackson said on the air Hawaii show. Do a little community service and go to anger management class. Get some therapy. Rampage Jackson, it all depends on what you mean by a little jail time. Anybody else who does not have a name or have anybody around them with at least some leverage wherever they live, they'll be they'll be sent to jail immediately. They would have gotten, I mean, what is it, like 20-year minimum? I would assume like anybody else does that, they're done for. But again, he's been out mainly because they were building a big case. They were interviewing everybody, which again, guys, a lot of people were freaking out that he wasn't arrested immediately. That's how investigations work. Like, you find the evidence, you build a case, you get a warrant, you arrest them, go to court, and then they're guilty or not guilty. But let's get into at least a bit of this video. Again, I want you guys to go watch their content, go like, comment on their video and that. But yeah.
37 of the Scaling Up podcast. Make sure to like this video as well as hype it using YouTube's new hype feature. And if you are watching this and you have not yet subscribed, then
I have no idea what the hype feature does, by the way. Somebody in the comments down below, if you can tell me what it actually means, that would be greatly appreciated because I see the little icon of introducing stars. I don't care. I get here, I ramble on the camera, I ramble on the microphone, and I upload it. Let's get into this.
what are you even doing? Now, it is Thursday, September 18th at nighttime, and Doug was already going to sleep.
Yes.
You know, we were just going about our day, and then we heard the news, and we're like, Doug, you can't go to sleep. We're coming over here. Oh.
Premature.
Which, I mean, props to them. Again, ITP, dude. ITP, man. Like, dude, those Asians, man, I'm telling you. ITP is on this game. I have to say, bedtime, greatest character in MMA. Jesse knows the business side for sure. But ITP, dude, like, dude, one, he uploads instantly, and two, I don't know how he says. I don't know if he scripts his videos or not. Wait, I don't know if how he can say the shit that he is saying in his videos and not laugh hysterically. Maybe he does. Maybe that's the power of editing. I don't know. I'm too lazy to do that.
To do exactly that.
Yeah.
We're here to milk this because, in case you guys haven't heard, Roger Jackson has been arrested.
Yes.
As a matter of fact, I've been waiting to say this since August 23rd. He went 3, 2, 1,
Straight to jail. That was nice.
This is lactose-free shit.
I'm dieting right now. So Raja has been booked on a felony charge. No other details are given at the moment. And 2 weeks ago, we gave you a 100% confirmation on here. First, Doug told you that he was talking to detectives. And as a matter of fact, do you have any more insight on some of those conversations with detectives? Why did this take so long? Do you know?
From what I'm hearing, and what I've talked to detectives and other people around us, basically the state took it over and their state charges, and what I think they had to look at was Stu's recovery, everything that was involved, the fact that LAPD is...
That's interesting to know it's a state. Man, Raja is really lucky the feds did not pick up that one. Because, like, again, it's such an absurd case, but, like, with how much was around it at that time, it could turn into a federal case, which maybe it could, with, and I don't want it to. This is by no means me trying to get people to just file endless lawsuits against Raja. In fact, I hate the whole lawsuit culture. I can get into my whole outlook on life, and that when it's when you need to use them, you should use them. Um, whatever. But like with man, because you would think the moment the feds, or if the feds took that case, whatever I think he would get, and I still think he will get, which I'll say after, that probably would have doubled it.
Pretty lax on charging anybody. If you look at that and then you look at having the state taking it over, I know for certain, even without Stewie pressing charges, they would have charges for multiple misdemeanors for violence in front of a child. That's a misdemeanor. All the children that were there. Then, of course, there's the battery, assault battery, and then the intent behind it all, which will elevate everything as a premeditation. So I think that's exactly what we're looking at, is like a premeditated battery.
So is that all that you've heard from detectives? That's the route they're taking it?
Yeah, that's about what I know so far from what they've talked to my friends about or talked to me. They talked to me the day after or 2 days after it happened, and then they've been talking to other parties involved, and they've been coming back and talking to me. So that's what I've gathered so far.
All right. And I know you don't want to talk about this too.
All right. So, I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, ultimately, we will not know what he gets until he is sentenced. But like the part that is getting to me is like this is the biggest story I've ever covered on this channel. My BJ Penn videos usually get me my big views. For those of you that aren't MMA fans, BJ Penn, legend of the sport, he's just dealing with addiction issues, a lot of domestic issues with his family. I have playlists on that. Um, but like with this one, to me, there's so many levels to it. Because it's so easy for me, you, everybody looking at it to be like, well, I would never do that. But like, again, some of us will have that tick in our brain. And this is not me justifying what happened. Once that tick is set off, you black out. Let's continue.
Too much in detail, but Stu didn't want to press charges, so that's why it took a little bit longer too.
I would say maybe that could be the issue, but the state or there was enough evidence on video where they could charge. They don't need anybody to press charges. So even if he wanted to or not, it still would have been.
It was irrelevant at that point.
Yeah, exactly. And I know that from my friend that's a detective. And then with Stu, like I said from the beginning, he most likely won't want to press charges, and that's where we are left at, is everybody around it. He hasn't made an official statement yet, so I don't want to speak for him. But from what I know, that's the case.
Right. So he had a $50,000 bail. So don't be surprised if he's out in the morning or if he's already out and we just haven't heard about it yet. That's usually how these things go. The process is the punishment. His process is just starting, and it's going to be a very, very long process. It might be a while before he gets sentenced to something, but you believe it's going to happen, right?
Oh yeah, guaranteed. I'm getting ready.
Yeah, like you look at how long the dating trial took. Okay, how that one went. But like you're seeing all of these trials that we have going on. Whatever part of the internet you have lawsuits in whatever niche you're interested in. all of these things take months up to years to finalize. But with this, again, it just all depends. Do they really want to make a statement here? Or this is my conspiracy side of my head speaking. Like, again, with how glued to technology everybody is. And again, a part of the reason beyond growing my fan base, beyond, you know, getting monetized and all that. Like, one of the things I love about running this channel is like, this medium is a perfect way to really understand how people engage with videos, because this is going to be a generalization. I feel like if you are in the martial arts community, you guys have faced and seen violence. Maybe a horrible childhood, maybe at school, maybe at work, maybe walking down the street, whatever it may be. But anybody who has been around actual violence wants to avoid actual violence at all costs. That's why people go into jiu-jitsu, go into kickboxing, go into wrestling. Even though it's pro wrestling, these guys are actually training.
For that. It'll be good healing for everybody involved in this. Hopefully, Raja getting bailed out means that he'll get checked into a mental health care or some type of treatment before trial. Because, like I said, that's one of the.
That is the best thing that Roger can do right now. That is 100%. I've never been in a situation where I, was gonna face charges, but if you make that decision right, like if you make that decision right now, go to rehab, figure out again. The thing is, anger management compared to substance use, dude, you can knock that out in a few weeks. And from the sounds of it, for me trying to gather his backstory, I'm very hurt to hear what happened to his mom. You know, I heard a bit of his childhood story from other sources, or whether those stories are true or not. The guy has been through some stuff, and by no way does I give you a free ticket to do what he did, how blatantly he did it. But again, I have the ability to put myself in other people's shoes, and from my own experiences, I know, I know it could be their psychology. I'll put it at that.
The big issues I think needs to be addressed is his trauma, because he wasn't there that day. His eyes, his everything. Plus the fact that you were able to be pushed into doing that shows like some type of mental capacity that you could be pushed into almost murdering somebody. Nobody should be able to just goat you into doing that. That's a fragile state of mind. So hopefully that gets addressed, because just
That's the state of mind, and no disrespect to Doug, right? But Doug is older. I'm assuming he's early 30s, late 20s. I'm in the generation where we grew up with the internet immediately. We were glued to screens immediately, right? And there was people in that chat. So, we're cheering on Roger. I just hit my hand. Cheering on Roger. Again, they were taking this man's life. It does not connect with them. They do not go outside. They do not. Most of them have never held a job. They've never gone to a gym. They've never gone to, any kind of event, right? And when you sit at home, even to the extent, the few days I've been really down, the Kirk thing, that poor lady in the bus, just everything going on. I decided to, chill out, play my game, and just turn off my brain for a bit. And the main reason being is like, I really I was never a big fan of Shellicott, right? Never really cared for him. I'm out of the political war, the culture war. I'm at a point where I want everybody to succeed. I want everybody to find whatever bag of gold is, in your mission, and then you get out, you use your money wisely, and you don't go down the exact same road that all of these big influencers, streamers, you want to call them celebrities. I hate all those words. You see the same thing every time. Where, okay, I turn on a camera, I have a lot of people looking at me, talking to this camera. Well, I'm better than everyone else. I have more numbers on my phone than you. Okay. What do those numbers do? Out in the woods. What do those numbers do beyond buy you a gym membership, buy you gym equipment? Even with gaming, right? What does gaming do? Well, I guess microtransactions. Back in the day when gaming was fun, right? You buy a game, 60, $40. I remember $40 video games, man. That was the best. But like, you would buy them, and you would start at the beginning. You would work your way through the game. You would figure out each, unique trait you needed, and then at the end, you had everything you need, and you're just rounding out the last little bit until fully complete it. But like, with now, again, we live in an attention economy, but like people's attention. Again, majority of people have already clicked off of this video. You're probably like 2% of people who are really listening to my ramble here. But that's exactly my point. Is that everybody is so desensitized from the internet when real stuff like the situation happens, their instinct is to egg it on. It's entertainment. But when they are put in that situation, God forbid they are, it's no longer entertainment.
Putting him in jail to rot there will make him a worse human being. And then let's say he goes in there, he gets help, he gets mental treatment. He could actually come out and help other people not do what he did. And he could be, a force for good at that point. So like, that's my hope, is the best possible outcome is that, that's what I'm looking at least. That's my
100%. That's my outlook too. Again, like I look at the guys that I watch outside of MMA, JD DeLay, shout out JD, man. Michael Francis, you guys know, former mobster and all that. Been a really big fan of him for years. I haven't finished any of his books. When it comes to reading, I have severe ADHD. I jump through books. I jump through articles. You guys know that. Um, like, again, I feel we need not only to look at making sure Roger faces appropriate consequence, that Stu recovers well, his family is able to be provided for, and he can move. The most important part is, can Stu move on to a different stage in his life with this happening? And I really hope he can. Like, these are the things that people do not think about when they're looking at things on a screen, right?
perspective. And I know everyone's allowed to feel different, and I don't hate them for feeling different.
Right. And some people on the last video were starting to say that, oh, you guys are milking this. It's been 3 weeks and you're still talking about it. Well, if you thought we were milking it before, the milking just starts now.
Yeah, hold on a second. I think I can squeeze something out of this.
Roger's been arrested. Now, any updates on any inside info, any court hearings, you'll hear it here.
I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna come back to it later. I want you guys to go get them viewership. But again, I think a lot of what Doug is saying needs to be heard by whoever needs to hear it, right? It's like you look at your phone now, it's always been a meme, right? Like, oh, everybody's perfect on the internet, but like how blatant AI is, how like so obvious people's characters online is. It's so apparent that the bigger issue is just authenticity. Like, you don't need to like everyone. You really don't. Like, if I'm being honest, I don't like people. I love each and every one of you that watches my videos. I love being out in my community. But if I had it my way, I would live out in the woods by myself, just doing whatever I wanted. Right? I feel like majority of us want that. But like, again, it's go sub to this guy, by the way. I'm gonna talk more about his channel in my next video. But like, you gotta look at it this way, right? Roger Jackson threw away a one in a million opportunity. Incredible genetics, famous dad. He was killing it on Kick. I never use Kick. I don't care about Kick. I've been using YouTube my whole life. I somewhat use Instagram. I try and engage on X, but I hate what they've done with the app. It's just, I don't know how to explain it, man. Because you have these tragic events, and then you have the responses, and you're just, part of it is, how, how many of these comments are real people? How many of these comments are AI? Okay, how many of these real people have left their house in the last month? And I bet that percentage drops down to at least 30%. Maybe 40% of them get, like, the ones in the 40%, maybe, like, go to the store once a month. They don't DoorDash. And I don't know, man. I've been really thinking a lot lately. I've been reading the Bible more. I've been looking into parts of history. I've always been a history nerd. And I'm seeing a lot of weird things. And this was definitely one of them. But again, Roger Jackson has been arrested, is facing charges. The, the fact that they took so long to actually make the warrant makes me believe they do have a solid case beyond the live stream. But again, I just want the best for everybody involved. Go sub to Doug Mollo. Go give him all of the support. Go donate to Stu's GoFundMe. I'll try and link it into this video. Like at the time, again, I'm a small creator. I was scared that I'll put the link down there and people are like, "Oh, is it real?" No, I'm not smart enough to fake a GoFundMe. I'm not smart enough to build a shitty crypto coin. I simply just gotta get on here and talk about MMA, but that's like, I'm gonna go make my video on Darren Till versus Yoel Romero. Um, but yeah. Please, of all my videos though, like, comment, share. Most importantly, go the fuck, go outside. Go outside. All this shit going on right now in the world, it goes away if you could go outside. I go listen to music. I don't like people. Put your music on. Go to the gym. And, yeah, man. I'd say later.